What's up, everybody? Chris Stover here, head systems trader at Macrops, possibly your brother, your uncle, your cousin, somebody you've worked with, somebody you follow on one of your socials, if you otherwise don't know what that means. I wanted to come out today, and I've been doing a lot of phone calls. People have been reaching out to me, asking serious questions about what to expect and what to do here with this whole lockdown, the coronavirus pandemic. And more importantly, what should they be doing? What should they be focused on? What shouldn't they be focused on? Quick background: I was a Marine, infantry Marine. Spent a lot of time living in dirt. We spent a lot of time traveling the world, helping people in crisis situations, without power, without flooding, or with flooding, and all those sort of things. And then I also spent another 7 years in war zones or very unsavory places around the world, dealing with crisis, dealing with high threat environments, and protecting people from those things. Additionally, I have been at the director and vice president level of security for multinational firms, planning out what to do, how to take care of your people, and all those sort of things. And finally, I did a lot of consulting with global risks. And so, I'm sorry, controlled risks. So I have a list that I want to start, and I'm gonna give it out, and hit me back in comments, or reach out to me if you got any questions. If you need consulting for your business in that sense, I might be willing to do some of that stuff. Pretty busy though. Okay, so first things first, I want you to understand that you are number one most important. Okay, you are a troop multiplier. What you can do by not getting injured or sick, or becoming part of the hysteria of the problem, is extremely important. You have to be a leader. You have to be in charge. You have to be the one who shows your family, your friends, your coworkers, that you are doing the right thing. Hopefully this doesn't get too windy. That you are doing the right thing. And I don't mean going out and hanging out in social situations. Quarantine, stay at home. Everybody, stay at home. Don't deal with other people. But you need to keep yourself from getting sick. Okay? Number one. Number two, this is, let me get here. The most important thing, I believe, is, outside of not getting sick, a can-do positive attitude. Knowing that you can solve the situation, knowing that you believe we are going to resolve this and we are all going to come together better out of this. You need to believe that, because, and I say this not in a self-help sort of way, but let me overlay this to combat. Let's say you just got shot, blown up, you and your team running into a building, and there's enemies shooting you from every different angle. If you sit down and freak out and think, it's all over, what are we going to do? There's nothing you can do other than probably get smoked. But if you have an attitude of, okay, where's my team? Where's my guys? Give me a head count. Who's injured? How much ammo do we have? Let's get the talk on the phone. Let's get some air in here. Let's get what we need done. If you have that sort of attitude, and quickly, that's the difference between life or death. And I'm not calling this life or death, but I'm saying you have that can-do positive attitude even when you're getting shot at. And I know a lot of you who are watching this have been in that situation many times, and you are here because you had that attitude. So, can-do attitude, super important. Taking care of yourself so think about this. We can survive 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So, nowhere in that story did I say toilet paper. So don't worry about toilet paper. You'll figure that out. But when you're thinking about yourself, like, you need to stay hydrated. You need to get more sleep than you think you normally do, because your body needs to recover if it's fighting something off. So if you're sleeping 6 hours, you need to be 8. If you're doing 8, you need to be at 9. If you're doing 9, get 10 hours. LeBron James regularly sleeps 10 to 12 hours a day. And look at the level he performs at. He says sleep is probably his number one tool. He's a superstar. Us, we're not. We need that sleep. So definitely be doing what you can to get extra sleep. Stay hydrated, which means water. There is a tap. Some of you in different countries where you can't use the tap water, but if you're here in the United States, you can use it, well, outside of Michigan, I suppose, in parts of Michigan, sorry. You can drink water out of the tap. when you're talking about, okay, how do I get water? It's all sold out at the store. Fill a glass full of water and drink it. That's there. Get some, get some jugs. Order up some water bladders. Don't think that there's no way to actually have water if all the bottles are gone at the store. It doesn't matter. You tap water is just fine, especially when it's kind of tight. Okay. I want you to be meditating, and I want you to be deep breathing, and I want you to exercise at about 75% of your max, not 100%, and not trying to push 110. Your body needs the benefit of exercise and recovery because that helps fight off things that it needs. It needs to be in a constant mode of recover and autophagy and all these sort of things. So not 100%. You don't want to take yourself out of the game because you're compromised because you decided to run a marathon and you haven't ever ran a marathon. You thought you were being healthy. Don't do that. Look, I want you to say, I feel great. And I want you to say it often, okay? When somebody says, hey, how you doing? I feel great. When you see, any member of your family, hey, you're looking good. Like the people you're quarantined with, the people you're at home with, like give them that positive twist, okay? Turn off the social media, unless it's something nice like this. Eliminate the word can't from your vocabulary. Instead, think of things like, how can we do this? I don't know if that's something we can do. What could we do though? Those are the sort of things. Just take those, flip that switch so you're not getting caught up into the drama, because what happens is that'll kick up your cortisol levels, kick up your stress, and it becomes this spiral of where you're refreshing your feed and you're seeing another 2,000 people with the died or any of these sort of things that just get into the headline, get into the psyche. We will get through this. It will be resolved. Don't worry about that. It may take some time. It may happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen and things are going to be better. Let's see. Okay, let's get to stockpiling. Okay, the things you're actually going to need to have stockpiled at your home. Toilet paper is not on this list at all. The thing that's on this list is you're going to start with water. Remember, 3 days without water could be catastrophic, or liquid could be catastrophic. Okay, so get water, figure out ways to store water, any vessel that you can. If you've got coolers, if you've got water, like start thinking of ways to hold water. And you're going to want probably like 4 weeks of water for your entire house, everybody in your house. Okay, food. Next up's food. You're going to want stuff that's going to be able to store a lot longer than perishable items. So beans, rice, and stuff that you're probably not going to want to eat all that much. So maybe like macaroni and cheese, powdered stuff. When it gets down to the time, if you're eating that sort of stuff, then it's less important about eating, not eating Burger King, and it's just getting the nourishment there. Okay. So think about stuff that's going to spoil. Eat that first. So if you have fruit, vegetables, make sure you're eating that. If you have milk and liquids that have an expiration date on it, drink that stuff first, okay? The water and the stuff that's going to store longer, you want to save to where you're going to need that. Think about 4 weeks. When we talk about, some of you are not in a nice place like Arizona, where I am. Some of you might be in Montana, where it just snowed. If you lose power, electricity, gas, things like that, understand that 2 people in a sleeping bag together generate body heat, and you can survive in that sort of thing, okay? Don't be showing things off on social media, like, oh, look, I just bought this, I just bought that, and I have 10,000 rolls of toilet paper, because people are going to see that, and if stuff gets a little hairy, you may have people looking to come into your place. So just think, like, what would you do if there was a 3-day blackout of electricity? Think about how would you deal with that sort of stuff. Okay, so summary. Can-do mindset, continuous improvement. Always look to improve your position. Always improve your mindset. Take care of number one. You take care of you so that you can help take care of other people in your house. Be prepared for 2 to 4 weeks off the grid. You can do this. Don't go to the hospital right away. If you start to get some conditions, call up the doc, call up the hospital. They have a tele-triage so that you're not in the sick place where all the sick people are, causing a problem in the ER. All right, that's what I got. Take care. Reach out if you have questions, if you want to chat about this, if you want to kind of be advised on this sort of stuff. I'm here to help.